Good morning everyone, it's Kathy and you're back here on my YouTube channel in my craft room, and I want to welcome you in. I thank you so much for being here, for taking a few minutes out of your day to spend some time with me. Today we're going to continue with our Christmas card series. So I've been trying to put up a Christmas card every Monday, so that's what my intentions today is. And I've had some people that have requested me to do something with the Santa, let me find it, the Santa train dies and the Santa, let me see what the stamp set is called, because we can get this in a bundle. And this is Santa's Delivery, so that shouldn't be too hard to find. I try to keep everything alphabetized so it makes it easy for me to find. Look how stinking cute this stamp set is. But the coordinating paper is awesome, and if you're in a hurry for a quick card, I'm probably going to do two with this. I'm going to do one where I stamp and color everything and die cut, but I would love to do one and absolutely just use this paper. And look at this little scenery paper. These strips are perfect for a slimline card. So you might say, what is a slimline? A slimline card is like this. It will fit in a typical size 10 envelope. A slimline card is basically a card that is very long but sort of narrow. It's a lot different than our typical A2 size cards, but this gives you a lot of real estate to decorate on. So that's one reason I think they've gained such popularity in the crafting world. But these strips of paper would be beautiful to cut, so we're going to cut one of those. We have the dies will also cut out these pieces, so we're definitely going to use the dies, and I may even bring in some coordinating pieces. Let's see, this cuts out, so that will cut that out beautifully, and this will cut out the piece. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of this paper. I'm just going to pull the whole pack out because I really want to show you how beautiful it is. There is our little train with the piece on. There is our conductor, which of course is Santa Claus. And if you notice, they did ethnic. We have a black Santa and we have a white Santa. So I think that is perfect for our... Oh, and let me show you the back side of the paper. Isn't that gorgeous? So as you can see, you got beautiful patterns on the back. This one is adorable because you've got Santa Claus dancing with Mrs. Claus. You've got your little sign for the North Pole. You've got presents, and look at the back. Fa la 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 la. I love it, I love it, I love it. So just a beautiful, beautiful pack of paper. Look at the presents. Oh my word, we can die cut some of those out. I love that background. Just beautiful. Look at this scenery. This would be lovely on the card as well. And we've got snowflakes on that side. And look at this. We got snowflakes with what looks like maybe some sleet or rain. And then on that side we also have that other piece that we just pulled that looks like this. So I am going to turn this paper back over and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to pull this piece out and I'm going to pull this piece, and where is the stack of presents? I think that piece, and let's see what we can come up with. So I'm going to put the rest of this back into my folder. And I'm just going to store that up here in my little cubby. I'm going to move that. We don't need that in our way. And let's go ahead. And the first thing I want to do is I want to cut down that scenery. So that's going to be the basis of where we start. But give me just a second and I'm going to go and recut my card base, and I may even go with a different color So I'll be right back with that, and then we'll go ahead and get started cutting our strips of paper and doing some die cutting and get this card on the road. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be quick, it's going to be easy, and if you've got these dies and the paper, it just makes putting this card together a snap. Be right back. Okay, I have gone in, and what I did is I went ahead and got a piece of real red cardstock, and I cut this down, and this is the typical slimline card. It is 7 inches by 8 inches, scored at 3.5, which gives us a 3.5 by 8 inch card. That is a typical slimline. So now we have this. I took and cut one strip of this, and you can see where I cut this off at was right here, because we didn't need it that big. I needed this to be about 7 3/4 by 3 2 well, I didn't cut anything off of this. I just let the strip do the work for me. But as you can see, that's a really good fit right there. I love the way that looks, and I think we can work with this. I'm going to cut everything and we'll lay it out, and then we'll come back and glue everything down. But I think it's always a good idea to kind of get your bearings on what you want. We've got some other little pieces in here that we might be able to cut off, but we won't worry about that right now. This piece is going to go back up into my sleeve, and the next piece I want to pull out is my little caboosey pieces, and you can see we have 2 different ones on here. We have the little singing reindeer with the presents, and then we have one with just the presents. I'm going to do my best to see if we can get both of those on here along with the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and just cut these 2 out. So in order to do that, I am going to cut in right here, and I'm just going to go right on over to that one, and I'm going to cut down. And just keep cutting till you cut those completely out, and we should be okay to go right about there. That will give us both of those, and let me check the dies. I'm not sure. I haven't played with the dies, and I always tell y'all to make sure you do that, and then I don't do it. So I guess I need to learn to do as I say, as well as you know, as I'm told. So no, I don't think. There's the one for the half a tree. Let's go ahead and cut these out first and see what we get. And I think what I'm going to do, just kind of maintain the integrity, we'll cut that one off, and I might just go ahead and cut this tree out, just in case we can use that tree for something. Something like that. So I'm going to pull the die cut machine up. I think while I'm cutting, I'm also going to go ahead and get my little engine with Santa. So that's going to be relatively easy because we're going to go in, I think I'll go in right here. And we'll cut up on that. So now we have our Santa. And don't forget, we can still stamp and die cut other images to go with this. So we're not limited to just what we have in the paper pack. So we've got our dies and we've got our pieces. So let's go ahead and bring up our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I'm going to lay these over here out of my way. So my card over here. And I'm just going to die cut right here in front of y'all. I think this would just make it much easier for me to get this done. So we only have one of those, but we have two of these. I'm going to do my best to try to get these. You know what? I do so much better if I have my plates over to the side. As far as getting everything even on here. I don't know if y'all are like that. And I'm going to use my little pieces of Post-it flags just to hold this in place. And then I'm going to take this one and turn this one about like that. And grab another one. And let's put our cover plate over. We still have this one. We'll come back and cut that because we only have one of those dies. Okay, so we know we need to cut that other one. So I'm going to go ahead and do this right about here. Get this piece off. Oh, that's so cute. And let's go ahead and put this one on. Let's get our little Santa caboose out of there. Or Santa's engine, I guess we should call it. So I'm going to go ahead and run this one through. And it's just a repeat of the other one. But this one just has the gifts. It doesn't have the cute little reindeer that the other one has. And that's okay. I went ahead before I started and I cut out the railroad tracks. And I'll show you what die does that. This little strip die right here gives you the look of a railroad. So the railroad would go together like this. You just glue that over each other and then you could lay this down. And I think that's a wonderful way to connect your railroad and make it fit across your card. So let's go ahead and take this one out. And pull this one out. And then we've got our pieces. I'm going to get rid of my trash as I go. And I've got these two pieces cut. Like I said, these are going to connect together and make the railroad track look like it's even all the way. Even though we know that it's not. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to flip this plate because it's starting to get warped. And I've told y'all that many times. When you're using your die cut plates and it gets where it's springy, when you touch it, it will spring back and forth. It's time to flip that plate. Now this plate I flip every time I use it. I'm constantly flipping it. So this one you flip every time. The one on the bottom, just when it starts to bow upward, then you want to flip it over. So I am so cold this morning. It is absolutely frigid here, and I feel like I need to maybe I need a cup of coffee. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go and grab a cup of coffee and I'll come back and we'll start putting this card together. Because this thing... Alright, we are back and I have gotten my pieces cut. These are my little train pieces that I die cut out of the designer series paper. Out of black, I cut 2 pieces, and this was from the die that is the railroad track, and that's this one. And I cut 2 pieces of that and I overlapped them right here and glued them together. So that is going to lay right about here, and I want it to lay down to the edge of the paper. And the reason for that is our train is going to sit up quite a bit. So we're going to start off with our little engine with Santa in it. And then we're going to follow it with the little singing reindeer. I think he is so cute. And we're just going to hook these cards together like this. And I think I can bring this down just a hair. And then we'll take this last one and we're going to sit it down so that it lines up just like that. We want to make sure we keep them nice and straight as we can, and once we glue everything down we'll be able to straighten it. Now I did stamp from the stamp set 2 images, and that's the little Christmas tree that goes on top of the one of the little train boxes. And what I did is I just stamped it in black, and I did the tree trunk in a brown, and I used my shaded spruce and did my tree. And we're going to set that tree right up on top of that last little box car. And I did the penguin, and I just basically did him out of black. I left his middle white, and I did his beak and feet yellow, and a little bit of real red, light real red for his little tongue sticking out. And I think he'd be so cute sitting right over top of Santa, because he's watching ahead and he's looking out for what's happening. And I think that is going to be the basis of our I do have one other stamp that I think would be so cute to use, and that is the little smoke. Let's see if we have, oops, that's not it. I pulled the wrong one off. The little smoke coming out, and I think this would be so cute. Maybe like this. We might have to move our penguin over to here if we put our smoke right there. Yeah, I think that would be really cute. So that's one more thing that I am going to stamp. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper, and this right here will work perfectly. I'm going to take that stamp and bring it over, and I think what I want to do with this is maybe, I am going to do it in black. I thought maybe I'd do it in gray, but I think I want to color it in gray. But I am going to stamp it in my Memento black. So ink that up really good, and I'm just going to stamp that down right about there. And you know, we might have been able to do that right on the paper itself. Let's try that. That might be really, really super cute, and it can look like it's coming off of out of the train, right out into the open. Let's try that. I'm gonna use my pencil, and I'm gonna put a pencil mark. I know that I want my train sitting right about here, so I'm gonna put a dot right there where I can see that that's the middle of my train, my little engine, where the smoke would come out. I don't know what that's called because I know nothing about trains. But I think that's going to be really cute, and we can kind of eyeball where we want this to go by doing it like this. Oh yeah, I think that's going to be so cute. So we're going to go kind of up. And I think for that, I'm not even going to color it. I'm just going to stamp it and let it carry its own self, just like that. Oh, I think that's going to be so cute. All right, let's go ahead and start gluing everything together. And I think what I want to do first and foremost, is we want to put down this the train track, because I think that's going to be crucial. Making sure I'm getting the back side of it. And I'm just going to run some glue. Oh, you know what? I left my pen out of my glue, and I bet I'm going to have to pop my pen in to just kind of unclog it. There we go. Something about like that. And just so everybody know, you can actually get this collection where you get the stamps and the papers and the dies, and I'll show that to you in just a moment. And you can get the whole shebang, or you can bundle and just get the stamp and the dies. It's totally up to you, but who wouldn't want that glorious paper? I mean, this paper is stunning, and it does so much of the work for us. So I absolutely love the paper. So I'm just going to bring that down like that. And now I'm very strategically going to lay this down right to the bottom of that piece of designer series paper. There we go. Glue off my fingers. Make sure I didn't get glue on my... I'm going to leave the top off of that because we're going to just continue to glue. So the first piece I want to put down is our little yeah, that looks so cute. I think I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. I think it'll look really cute. It'll give a little bit of added something to this piece and make it not look quite as flat. So I think that'll be a really good thing to do with this. And I'm not going to skimp on dimensionals. I'm going to put enough down on here to really hold this where I want it. So let me grab my take your pick, and I'm going to go ahead and start pulling these off. And then we are going to set this down right about there. And that's so cute. I love the way the little smoke, let me zoom y'all in just a little bit. See how the smoke is coming out of the train, the little engine thing right there. I love that. I'm sure someone will let me know if that's not a little engine thing. I still like this right here. I think that's so cute, and he's kind of looking ahead, probably letting Santa know if he's, you know, almost there. I'm going to use one dimensional to go at the top of his head, and then I'm going to put glue on the bottom edge that's going to connect to the train itself. And I think that's going to work right about there. Oh yeah, loving it, loving it, loving it. Now these little pieces, I want this to come in right up underneath there. I want that red to kind of connect, but just barely. Or do I want to drop it down just a hair? I think I'm going to drop it down to about there, just letting these pieces kind of connect. And again, I'm going to put dimensionals on this. And I'm just going to put one on each corner and one in the middle of this one. Like that. And then maybe I'll do two. I'll do one right here and one right here. And let's go ahead and pull these off. And then I am going to hold on to it like this because I want to get that just under the edge of that, like so. Oh, that's so cute. Now we have our last piece, which is our, we'll call it the caboose, since it's the last one. And we're going to do dimensionals on it as well, because I think it just really adds to the ambiance of it, with everything sticking up and giving us a little bit of life. And that's what dimension does. I think it adds life to our little animated scenes like this. And this is a very animated scene, but I love it. I think it's so cute. I think this is something that anyone of any age would love, but if you got that little special grandchild that just is in love with Santa, what a cute card this would make for them. So let's get that right about there. Ah, so cute. Look how pretty that has turned out. Now we're going to put this tree right up here on top of the this piece. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the smaller dimensionals, my little minis. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if the bigger ones will fit. If the big ones will fit, no, a little bit too big. Maybe we could snip them in half. That's really what I need, is like a half a one. So I'm going to snip. And then put this one right here. What I'm trying to do is leave the edge, this little edge right here, free so that I can put glue on it. So I think we can probably snip one more in half. This one here. I'm going to turn it over and make sure. I don't want anything showing above that. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to use my take your pick again, and I'm just going to pick off these little pieces. And I'm going to take my tip of my bottle of glue, and I'm going to run just a bead of glue across this bottom edge. Just like that. And then I'm going to turn that over, and I want to sit this down right about here. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Is that not precious? Loving it, loving it, loving it. Now we'll bring our card base over, and oh my word, when we put that onto the red, just look how everything pops. I love this card. Now I'm going to look at my stamp set because I want to see if there's anything else that I need to. This right here would be so cute right there that says Santa Claus is coming to town. I love that. Let's see if it will fit. We could stamp that right there, right on the card like we did the little smokestacks, and I think it would work. So I'm going to pick that up on this stamp. I'm going to pull that one off for just a minute because I want to make sure I get this nice and straight and right about on that mountaintop. So let's push that up, grab my Memento Tuxedo Black ink again, and I'm going to ink this up really good. And let's come up right here, and I'm hoping I'm not getting my head in the camera, but I'm trying to get over it so I can see. And then I'm stamping that down. And then, oh goodness, I did get that in the ink, but that's okay. It's the back of it, so that was a good thing. I wasn't expecting it to stick quite so bad. But there is our little sentiment that says Santa Claus is coming to town. Now we're going to take this whole thing and glue it to the front of our card base, just like that. And I am going to glue this flat down. See how I got that into the ink? My railroad is over here just a hair, but you know, I don't think, yeah, it's going to show once I put it on the black. I'm going to clip that off just to make it even, just like that. And now I'm going to put glue onto the back of this. And then we're going to sit this down something like this, making sure I'm getting everything nice and straight. Oh, I'm loving it. It's so pretty. How sweet is this card? Now I do see that my train is needed a little clip right there. Not my train, but my track. So I clipped that off and it looks spectacular. So now I'm going to cut a piece of white to go inside, and we're going to decide what we're going to stamp. So let me grab my my trimmer, and I've got a piece of white right here. I think we can cut this down to fit inside of here. So let me do a little bit of measuring. I can find my trusty little ruler. And we have 3.5, so I want 3.25 by 7 3/4. 3.25 by 7 3/4. So 3.25. By 7 3/4, and I don't know if I'm going to get it on this. 7 oh yeah, 7 3/4. We're going to get it just barely, but we got it. All right. So now we can bring our card back over. We can mat this on the inside of our card, and then we can decide what we want to put on the inside. And I'm thinking it would be so cute to maybe do, what about the little sign? The little North Pole sign. And let's put the North Pole sign right there. We can do some candy canes, maybe coming up out of the ground right beside of it. What if we bring it over and we can do candy canes on both sides? How cute is that? Like, candy canes are, I mean, they grow in the North Pole, right? I think it's so cute. And then what if we put Merry Christmas, special delivery just for you? I think this would be so cute like that. So Merry Christmas, and that's not the right one. Special delivery just for you. I think I might set this down in the Stamparatus and be able to stamp everything. Well, you know what? I don't think I'm going to stamp everything at once. I want to do this in red. What I think I'm going to do, here I go. Y'all know how indecisive I am. I'm going to use this piece of scrap, and I'm going to stamp these where I can cut them out. So I'm going to stamp these in black, and the reason I want to stamp them in black is because I want to color them. So I'm going to pull my stamps off of my blocks that I just used. Yeah, I got to clean all these, so we'll do that in just a minute. I've gotten better about not wanting to clean my stamps immediately. I still like my stamps to be nice and clean, but I have gotten to the point where I can wait until I do a video, or at least I'm trying. I am going to stamp this right here, and I am off camera. Let me zoom y'all out. I'm going to hold that there, zoom you back out. That's better. You can see what I'm doing. I stamped that there. I'm going to stamp my candy canes twice here and here, and I want to do these in red and green. So we're going to do Merry Christmas in red. And special delivery just for you in green. So I might wait and go ahead and do my pieces, color these, and get everything back ready to go, and then we'll cut these and put them on our card. So let me grab some Stampin' Blends. I think I'm going to use a dark real red and a shaded spruce. I think I'll use the lighter shaded spruce, and I want a brown, and I think for my brown I'm going to use my dark crumb cake. So for the dark crumb cake, I'm going to put right around this little sign. And then we're going to do the rest of this. We're going to do stripes. So I'm going to do a green stripe here and a green stripe here. And let's do the top of it in green. Just like that. And then I'm going to use the red. And I'm hoping this isn't going to be too hard to do. I don't think it will be. We'll just come in here and do every other one of these. Like that. I'm not really coloring, I'm basically just tapping some ink down on those. So I'm going to come in here and do the same thing with these. I am kind of mimicking the same as these, so and then this one is going to be here, here, and there. Those look so cute, and that was so easy to do. Now all we have to do is grab our die cut machine, and I'm going to move everything over here so I can grab it. And grab my dies. Here they are. So here's my little sign. And again, I need my little stickies to hold these down with. I have not heard anything yet on the magnetic plate, so I know that a lot of us, including myself, was very disappointed that we had another fail. But if you purchase that plate, Stampin' Up! Was very good about reimbursing everyone for that plate. So check your email if you bought one and did not receive a coupon credit for that item. You should have. So I am back to sticking down my little pieces like this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those two out, and then cut the other set of candy canes and we will call this a done deal. Put this card together, stamp our pieces, and we will have our third Christmas card in our Christmas card series. And now I can go ahead and glue this down. And the good thing about putting these on white, it's very forgiving. As you can see, you can put down your pieces, and even if they're not cut perfectly, they really don't show because you're gluing white on white. So that works out really, really well. So we're going to put those down like that. I'm going to stamp Merry Christmas in real red. And I'm going to straighten up my cardstock in hopes of getting my Merry Christmas. I think I'm going to put it right about there. And Merry Christmas. So pretty. And then we have our other stamp. All right, here's my stamp, and it was definitely stuck to the back of my die set. So evidently I had picked it up and it adhered itself. Before we stamp this down, I want to go ahead and glue these pieces down. So we are going to, let's do the candy canes on the outside edge first. So I'm just going to swirl a little glue. You don't need a lot. And then I'm just going to place that down right there. Give it a press. Then I want to do my little sign. And then let's put this down right about there. And then those are in place, and all we have to do now is stamp. I think I need a little larger block for that. So let's grab this one. And I'm going into my shaded spruce for this, and of course I got ink on my finger. Are y'all like me and you cannot craft without making a mess? I definitely make a mess anytime I craft. But that's okay. I'm having fun, and that's the most important thing. So special delivery just for you. And that is done. So close this ink up. Now let's bring this piece back over, and we're going to use glue, and I'm just going to run some glue all around the edges. A little bit through the middle, and then we're going to lay this down nice and even. Nice and straight, just like that. And our Christmas card is done. The only thing that I see that needs to be done is I'm going to go back over the entire edge of the card so that it lays down. And there we go. Let me zoom in so y'all can see a little bit better what we have. Isn't that adorable? I love the way this turned out. And we could also do some gems, which I think would be a wonderful accent to this piece. And I want to put some of these red rhinestone basic jewels. I love these. I think they're so pretty, so festive. And I want to put a few on my Christmas tree, because what is a Christmas tree without some little decorations on it? Don't y'all agree? If you haven't picked up a pack of these red rhinestones, oh, they're going to come in so handy for your Christmas cards and anything like that where you want to embellish. I don't think I really need anything else. I think everything else is really good, but I did want the gems on there. I thought they just really did need a little something on the tree. I love the way this turned out. I hope that you did, and I hope that this will be something that maybe you will want to pick up the supplies to make, because it is stinking adorable. And everything I used was from the paper pad, the stamps, and the dies. So give it a try. Let me know if you do make one of these. I would love, love, love to see it. Go share it on our Facebook group. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, the link will be in the description below, as well as on my blog. Go check out the blog, because you will see more pictures, the PDF file with all of the materials that I use, the instructions of how I put this together will all be over on my blog. So that'll be a clickable link underneath this video as well. If for some reason you can't access it, shoot me a text message and I will give you the link personally, and then you can save that in your favorite place where you can always go there. And I do update it every time I put up a video. And on my blog you will find the picture of the card, you will find the link to the PDF file where you can print it out and have the instructions, and you will also find the video, so you can just go to that blog post and click on the video and watch it again there if you need to. So I try to make it really easy for everyone. I hope you have a beautiful, lovely Monday, and as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until we craft again, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.